Have it started, Hebburn! Have it started! Boys, keep doing it, yeah! Keep playing football, boys! Come on, Hebburn! Come What about you create down there? Challenge, son! Hey! Finish! Lay down, because of what? Come on, shut on, hold on. Knock it on. Keep going! He don't want it! He don't want it! Trying to get back in there! Still be tight up! Last minute, boys! Time, last minute! Jenners! Fucking play it out! Number 8! If you want to give us out today, we'll call that Louis. Come on, Jack! Come on, Jack! That's on Jack! Every time that puller drops it, man! Get at him! Oh, pass it! Every time that puller drops the ball, get at him! If you want to give us anything, you did!
Anywhere else, that's a foul, mate.
We just cleaned him out!
Just won the wins of the year.
Son, don't watch! Next one! Joe, get over! Go on, Ollie in there, go on then! Join in, Ollie! That's on. Get in! There's only one team on this ball, and that's on us. Deal. He's worth closer to pin him regardless.
Mick, disappointing 2-1 defeat today at the hands of Guisborough. Can you tell us what your thoughts of the game are?
I think it's just that, isn't it? Really disappointed. We never really got going, never really played, and we're chasing the game, which has happened a few times already this season. And we've been good enough previously to pull games round and win the games comfortably out of them. But today we've come against a well-drilled, disciplined team, and we couldn't find a way through really to finish it.
And you can tell obviously in your voice and your mannerisms there, really disappointed, but we started off really slow and conceded in the 3rd minute of the game. Yeah. And then we went down again 2-0. What was it like in the change room at half time?
Well, obviously everyone's disappointed. Our job was to put it right, which we tried to, and what we spoke about. I mean, I thought we were better in the second half than the first half. We've fashioned a couple of chances. Obviously one cleared off the line. I think one fell off at the back post from a set piece. I think he was just a little bit surprised. And we probably fashioned more than they did, but we still didn't do enough. We weren't alive to second balls. The reaction, the transition wasn't great, and the patterns of play were generally a little bit too slow. And we went long far too often when there was opportunities to link the play down one side, and we're looking to switch the play. It's windy conditions, it becomes a lottery. So we didn't do the simple things well, really, to underline it. The lads know that, they're very disappointed, which is a good sign. but we need the characters to show themselves.
And you've got to give credit to Guisborough, should I say, in terms of the dogged performance, the work their socks off and wearing my faces quite often, and no doubt they'll take points off other teams in the league.
Well, you just have to look at the two recent clean sheets against North Shields and see them. You don't usually get clean sheets against teams like that, so we knew before the game that they're a completely different animal from what was in the league last year. They're well organised, well drilled, they're doing an awful lot of things well, and they're probably like 5 or 6 teams in this league who are like that, who are hard to beat. We're going to come across those teams, and I would imagine Guisborough will be in the top half of the league without a doubt. They're a good side, but we're at home. We should be in the ascendancy, we should be dictating, we should be controlling the tempo of games and basically going at teams. We didn't do that today, and we got nothing.
And you've alluded to the second half being better than the first. I think overall we had 19 shots in the game, a couple cleared off the line. It just wasn't our day-to-day, considering that we've scored loads in the first 4 games that we've had.
Well, yeah, it's one of them. If you could take goals that were scored previously when we've won the games comfortably, like the 7 last week against Whitley Bay, if we could have saved maybe 2 or 3 of them for today, it would have been nice. But they don't all go in, and we're disappointed. But we have had chances. There was one, the keeper's made a great save early on in the game in the first half. I thought it was over the line. I haven't seen the video to see if it was or not. Obviously there's one off the line in the second half, and there's, as I say, I already mentioned, one felt lucky. So it wasn't as if we haven't created anything, but we just weren't as fluid as we usually are, and we didn't control the game, which we have in every previous game. That's disappointing. If you control your destiny, if you control the game, then you're going to fashion more chances, but it was more off scraps.
And we went in half-time 2-1 down, but we did score a goal which was ruled off for offside. Looking back on the camera, it looks like Robbie was 2 yards onside when it went in.
Well, I thought so, and other players have mentioned that as well. But we don't like to look for excuses. It is what it is. It was disallowed, and that's just the way it goes.
Moving on to the next league game, which is Wednesday night at Bishop Auckland away. And then we've got Pontefract Colliers in the FA Cup next Saturday. Other players, obviously they're disappointed, but dust themselves down and move into that game fresh.
Well, of course, just mentioning there, for every action there's got to be a reaction, and we need that on Wednesday night against a good side who are at the top end of the league all of last season. They haven't had the start that they would want, and for a fact that Chan will be putting that right, whether he dips into transfer market or what, I don't know, whether he gets players back who've been injured or on holiday. Again, no idea, but what we've seen so far isn't Bishop Auckland who we expect. We know we're in for a heck of a hard game on Wednesday night, and we've got to go there and we've got to react. Otherwise, you come away with nothing. Next week, completely different game against a top side who were runners up to was it Morpeth last year. They lost 1 game in September last year at home, and they didn't lose at all season. So we know for a fact that's a tough one, and we'll be ready for it. But first and foremost, we need a reaction on Wednesday night against Bishops.
And finally, mate, there was a crowd of just over 300 at the Energy Check Sports Ground. Another great crowd. Have you got a message for them, just to keep their chins up?
Yeah, that's an excellent turnout, and again, obviously thanks for everybody coming along. Keep supporting us. Hopefully we'll win more than we'll lose. And obviously our support is valued, and it's great crap, that by the way.
Cheers, Vic.
No problem.